Same old West Indies, different day. I remember West Indies were taking on Ireland a few years ago in a one-day series, a series that Ireland eventually ended up winning. And through the stump mic, you can hear the Irish wicketkeeper saying, "Let's go, guys, let's go. Let's get one. One brings two." And within a matter of minutes, exactly what he said happened. We lost the opening batsman, and he was quickly followed by the number 3 batsman. Later on in the West Indies innings, he said it again. "Let's go, guys, let's go. One brings two." That has been the story of the West Indies batting lineup for the longest while. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Top of Off Cricket Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Henry, and as usual, we are talking everything West Indies cricket. If we were to fast forward to just a few weeks ago, West Indies versus England at Lord's, July 10th, I think was the day that Test match started. West Indies had gotten up to, I think it was 88 for 3. Seemingly good position in conditions that are not too ideal for batting on the first day. Ended up being bowled out for just over 120 odd. Fast forward again to this current test match that we're playing, 114 for 1. 114 for 1 turns into 124 for 4. Turns into 230 odd, I think 236, all out. How do we continue to squander good batting positions after we would have done all the hard work, dug ourselves in, built a platform, and then we give it away? The South African bowlers didn't do anything out of the ordinary. Once again, other than bowled a good line and length. We do all the hard work up at the beginning. Mikhail Louis did all the hard work, lapsing concentration just before lunch. Craig Braffett did all the hard work. Some very, very ordinary running by him cost him his wicket at a very important time. Casey Carty, must say, really, really good innings from him on debut. Needed to carry on, did all the hard work, gave it away. Jason Holder did all the hard work, gave it away. Kavem Hodge did all the hard work, gave it away. All these batsmen laid a foundation for a good score. Now, if you were to look at the South African batting lineup, Bavuma, 80 odd, the Zorzi, 70 odd, Verena, 30 odd, Mulder, 40 odd, somebody else also got a good score. Now, if you are going to consistently post a score of 350 and above, you are going to be competitive in any test match that you play, especially when batting first. You are going to be competitive. Doesn't mean that you're going to win the game, but you are going to be competitive. Therein lies the problem for West Indies. We just can't seem to be competitive. Out of our last, I think it's 21 or 22 innings that we've batted, we've only crossed 354 times. You are not going to be competitive if that is what it looks like. The bowlers can't continue to do all the hard work, put us in good positions, and then our batsmen lay foundations for good scores and then give their wickets away. It's not a lack of ability. For me, it's not a lack of batting ability. It's something between the ear. There's something going on between here where West Indian batsmen are concerned once we get to 30, 40, and it's a struggle to carry on from there. it's a mystery. We once had a psychologist, Dr. Rudy Webster. Maybe, just maybe, it might be worth the investment to get a psychologist back in the team again. Something for Kishore Shalhu and company and the board of directors to take a look at. Because you have to look at all the different ways you can gain an advantage. No matter how small that advantage is, you have to be willing to look at different avenues to gain that advantage. And currently, the West Indian batsmen need that advantage. It is, it's like a broken record now. All of us are talking about it. We know when it comes to West Indies' turn to bat, more than likely we know what the innings is going to look like it did today. We had less than 2 hours to bat, and we lost 6 wickets. No one seemed like they wanted to spend any time at the crease. No one seemed like they wanted to make the South Africans really toil. Take the South African bowlers into third and fourth and fifth spells. That should be the objective. If Maharaj wants to bowl all day, make him bowl all day. But let it come at a price. Put a price on your wickets. And it seems like that is difficult for us to do because our first-class system does not lend itself to players translating those big scores that they would have made to international cricket. One of the reasons why we're seeing players getting out after batting for about an hour and a half, 30 and 40, is because around that point in time, they would have already gotten a half century during the West Indies first class century. They probably would have gotten to 60, 70 in the West Indies first class century, season. That correlates to the score that they would have made when they're batting in Test cricket. 30, 35, 40 looks like 70, 80 in first class cricket for us. So now they don't know how to move past that because they're not accustomed to batting under pressure for a prolonged period of time. So the concentration wanes and eventually they lose their wicket after doing all the hard work. There's a possibility that we can lose this game tomorrow. South Africa can go after it in the morning, rack up another 150 runs, insert the West Indies, and by 4:30, 4:45, they're looking at the victory. That is very much a possibility. Unless Craig Brathwaite, Mikhail Louis, Casey Carty, Alec Athanaze, who could be in trouble, his spot could be in trouble if he doesn't put up some scores starting in the second innings in this series. Jason Holder, Josh Da Silva, they have got to come to the fore. I've been saying this, especially Brathwaite, Holder, Da Silva have got to come to the fore because they are the core of the West Indies batting lineup. They are the most experienced players. Anyways, let's see how it goes. Today was the 4th day, 1 day remaining. They've got to figure out something to save this test match because that's where they are right now. I am your host for the Top of Off Cricket Podcast, Kevin Henry. Let me know your thoughts on the match so far down in the comments. See you next time.